So it's currently Friday, October 14th, 2022, 2:14 a.m. and I just got into a trade. I just wanted to break this down briefly. I saw price was moving on to the upside, and I know that was looking for weakness of sellers before a potential bull run to the upside. But what ended up happening was, along when I was looking for some buys to the upside, I realized that it's after lunchtime New York session. So I did not want to take any orders. I actually just woke up. As you can see, I haven't taken any trades along this whole entire time. So this is actually my first trade that I'm actually taking, watching this entire segment the past like 2 hours. So let's move back to the topic. So I saw price was like moving on up, and I wanted to take the impulse back to the upside, but that just didn't happen, and I started looking for potential reversals to the downside. When I did get that signal, I had to wait for a pullback. I wasn't so sure. I didn't want to be the first guy in. I didn't want to be the impulsive seller to the downside. So I waited for a nice little pullback, and then this started happening. I realized, okay, it's a little sketchy. Price is moving on up, but it's not going on up with enough force. There's not enough buyers putting in enough conviction for price to go on up. So at this point, I tell myself, something is up because I want to buy it, but it's not giving me that price. So I'm not going to try to hope and force price to the upside, because right now it looks more like a top rather than a continuation. So I noted that, and I said, hey, if price can break these highs over here, it's going to need to break these highs and these highs and these. There's too much resistance nearby. So for me, I don't want to take that trade. So now I'm looking to the other side. I see that price was failing on up here, and I just tell myself, this has to be the last chance opportunity to take it on down, because if price wanted to go on up, it wouldn't be doing this right now. But also, if I'm wrong, I'm not going to fight the market, because I don't know what it's going to do if it stops me out and continues on up. All I know is that I don't want to be holding a sell up here, hoping it's going to go down, but I also don't want to be buying up here. And for me, that's enough conviction. If I'm not going to buy up here, I'm not going to take this trade. So I'm going to just wait this out until it solidifies its down move, because if this is going to be a reversal back to the upside right now, I'm asking myself a couple things. Where are the buyers stepping in right now, and why are they not pushing it that far after this pause? Because it's been paused for about a minute, so it just recently hit, hourly lows, and it's definitely kind of chilling there. But I don't want to buy off the lows, because I need to see price start to move off these lows. Price is not moving off the lows right now. As a matter of fact, it just crashed into lows. So that's even more clear evidence that, hey, you should not be buying right now. It crashed. Are you going to buy something that crashed to the ground? Are you going to catch something that's falling heavy? No. So for me, I would need to see the break above even kind of where my entry was. I need to see price kind of retest my entry and go on farther above for me to start to look for potential buy entries. Because as you can see, it is going down, and the bears are not as strong. So it could also be in part because it's currently after lunch, not as many participants, but the bears are not as strong right now, and it's telling me, hey, if it does want to keep going on up against me, I'm going to get out, because it's weak bears. This just broke some lows, created some new swing lows, but I have to wait. I wouldn't hop in a sell right now. So I'm not jumping into sells, so I'm not trailing my stop loss. So I'm just going to let it watch it play out. Rules are rules, and the rules to my system applies, and I can't really do much. So I'm going to wait and see what price action does. So you can see price is currently struggling to break those highs of the past 3-4 minutes. And I'm going to mark this up so I can see. So I'm looking for a potential break at these highs before it runs on up. And if price could shift, what is it, 786, currently it's at 778, that's almost 10 pips. It doesn't look like much, but that would be more of a move that I'd be looking for if I'm going to be buying. So right now, I'm not looking for that. I'm going to let it drift out to the close, and I'm going to let it actually hit its profit, because I should have plenty of space when I enter my trades. I don't got to worry about my profit targets getting hit most of the time, because it's in a safe area. Like, if price is going to keep going, it's going to go straight through my profit, and that's how I set it up. So no worrying about, am I at the last bit? Am I holding it too long? No, I'm getting out way before it's expected to end. So I'm going to let it go through, because part of my trading plan is to let it hit my stop loss, let it pierce through. If it doesn't pierce through, then something's off. So right now we have a potential pullback. Let's see if it goes on up. I'm still waiting for price to show that bullish momentum, and it's not giving me that. So this is just me holding through. And we can see that it's at a lower end of a major uptrend that happened a couple of hours ago, but it wasn't really an uptrend to me, because this was just a strong bull move. I think it was just an impulse wave. For me, an uptrend needs to consist of higher highs, higher lows. And there was no higher highs, higher lows. This is not a higher low, because it's within the same region. You see that? So this is not a higher high, higher low. All this is just noise. A higher low for me would be like something down here. So if this went up here and then it went down to here, that's a higher low. And that didn't happen, so that drew a red flag. Oh, by the way, the order is executed and I'm done. So I just took profit of that trade, and now I'm out. So that's my trade of the day. I'm not trading anymore. As y'all can see, I took some sell earlier, and my trade right here closed out earlier, but pretty much that's all I really did today. It was high impact news, so I didn't really want to trade too much, but I just figured I'd press the record button. I did say that I was not going to upload anything to YouTube this week, but I figured if I'm getting better at this, and I'm going to just keep on making these videos, and this is just another one to my collection. So I'm going to wrap this up and continue to monitor this pair. At this point, I don't want to sell it anymore, because we are at the lower end of this impulse wave. It's not an uptrend, by the way. It's an impulse wave. So it is possible to continue selling this, but you have to wait. You see, about 10 pips before you look for another potential sell entry. Until then, price could indeed engulf this entire down move that just happened as I'm speaking, and it could engulf that, and it could start to move to the upside. And if this is more of an ideal point for me to start buying from, rather than all the way up here, because up here there was not enough buyers, and we see now, in hindsight now, because I was trading in real time, by the way, so we can see in hindsight now that price was not strong enough. But it's too late, because you're already gone. So trying to buy it now is probably not the best idea. But if you can be patient enough, like I said, and wait for price to kind of close above like 978, pushing up around this area, that's when you can start to look for longs. But at that point, you got to question yourself. Maybe it needs to drop further down more before I look for longs, because you're going to start looking for longs in the same area that price struggled in before, and that's going to give you the same result. So trying to buy it up here, you're buying into resistance, you might get rejected, you might get stopped out early again. So you got to think about it when you get up to this area. And for me, it's 2:24. The market's going to end. It's 3:24 p.m. New York, and I do not trade after this 4 p.m. New York. So this is it for me. This is it for today. And hopefully I can keep on making more videos like this. All right, I'm out. Peace.